Hunters, we've got new weapons, new passives, new gadgets, new elite modules coming in Moco Chapter 2 and much more, so stick around to the end of the video because there is a lot to explain. So first up is the new weapons, and the first new weapon we're going to get in Chapter 2 is the Horn Bow, previously known as the Shot Bow, and I think it looks absolutely menacing. And it shoots 3 bolts that do damage at medium range. Combo attacks is every third attack is a mega shot that shoots 5 piercing bolts in a wider area, dealing even more damage. Note, attack from close by to ensure all shots hit your enemy. Interesting one this because it can be used for crowd control due to its multi-shot, but can also be used as a singular high damage weapon against bosses if you get close enough. And moving on to the Poison Bow, and this weapon looks awesome as well, and it's actually huge. It shoots arrows that damage single enemies at long range, and the combo attack, every 5th attack, shoot a volley of 3 poison arrows that explode in a small area, dealing damage over time and slowing non-boss enemies. Note, poison is more effective when applied to multiple different enemies, but this weapon does actually seem as though it is a long-range crowd control weapon, and the slow the poison gives you does seem pretty useful, to be honest. And then the next weapon we're getting in Chapter 2 is the Singularity, which looks absolutely epic. And I feel like Thanos with this on wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. So you swing your claw to deal area damage in front of you at close range. And the combo attack, every 6th attack, deal damage to enemies around you and removes 1.5 seconds from all gadgets that are on cooldown. So I told you I'd feel like Thanos with this weapon equipped. So this weapon will pair nicely with gadgets that have a longer cooldown, like the Snow Globe. And you can see the cooldown reducing quicker when the combo attack is used in the footage there. And it's such a fun and really cool weapon, this one. Big fan of this one. So moving on to the new gadgets we're going to see in Chapter 2. So the first new gadget is the Very Mean Pendant, used to deal area damage around you over time and heal yourself for the same amount. Damage is split evenly among surrounding enemies. And note, best when fighting a single strong enemy because it will take all the damage. Meaning the more enemies that are around you, the less damage to each enemy it will do. And obviously if there is one enemy, all the damage will be focused onto them. This seems like a really good gadget for a tank style build, I think. So moving on to the Feel Better Bloom, used to summon a totem that continually heals you and allies in its radius. Which basically, when used, a big flower blossoms and everyone in its radius will be continually healed until it disappears or is destroyed. But as a side note, it can act like a mini tank because enemies will also attack it if they are near it. And finally, my favourite one, which is the Pew 3000, and construct a pet turret that shoots a single enemy from long range. This gadget is so cool and low-key seems really strong. It will attack for roughly 13 seconds, and again, just like the Feel Better Bloom, if it's placed in front of an enemy, it can act as a mini tank. Obviously, you want to place it so it's not going to take damage, and you can maximize its value, but just a heads up, hunters. Now for the passives. First up, we have the Cactus Charm, and every time you get hit, you deal revenge damage back. It actually seems like it does really good damage as well, this one. And also remember, these are passives and not gadgets, so there is no cooldown on this one. It's just active all the time. Seems like a passive again for a tanky style build in my humble opinion. And next up, we've got the Pocket Airbag, and I actually love this one. And every 10 seconds, gain a shield that prevents any damage, stun, or pushback from the next hit you take. And now I love this one because world farming was sometimes a bit of a pain with being stunned from monsters. And now we have a passive to help reduce that. Really helpful passive. It just recharges every 10 seconds and it's indicated by a bubble around the player when it is active. Next up is the Gadget Battery, and every time you use a gadget, zap the closest enemy for a shocking amount of damage. Note, best when using low cooldown gadgets and fighting a single strong enemy. And this actually does pretty good damage and works with all gadgets, even non-damage dealing ones such as the vitamins, as you can see from the gameplay. Also, I can see this passive being used to both ranged DPS players and tank build players as well. Next up, we've got the new Elite modules. We have 2 new modules join us in Chapter 2, the Healing Ride and the Speed Kill. And the Healing Ride module is a module that allows you to constantly heal yourself while you are on your ride. This is going to be a great module to equip when world farming, since you spend a lot of time on your mount doing daily jobs and farming XP. And then the next module is the Speed Kill module, and every time you or your pets get a finishing blow to an enemy, get a short movement speed boost. And this can be indicated by the blue lightning around the player when it is active. And I think this module is best used when fighting and moving at the same time. So I think this module might be better suited to a tank style build. And just a point of note, when either of these modules are equipped, you still will have your dash in place, but obviously if you don't have the dash module equipped, you'll lose your cooldown reduction, if that makes sense. So in addition, we are getting some new features, and the first of the new features is the new team up feature inside of Moco. So if you click on the icon on the right hand side, just like you would, you can see I've got no friends online because I've got no friends inside the dev build, guys. And we'll go to the second icon down. Then you've got the team up feature there. You can either create your own new team up feature or join an existing one. But we're going to go ahead and create a new one inside of Moco. And then you can see the new lobby screen. Invite a team popping up in the middle of the screen. And then if I want to invite people, I can click that. Then I can invite my friends or share invite there. But as I previously said, I've got no friends inside of the dev build. And if you go to the burger icon on the top left, you can see a description of the team settings, and I'm going to change that to subscribe. That is my team settings. And you can also see beneath that a team code, which is VAAY, so people can actually join your team up function using this code, as well as underneath it, invite friends and then share link to group. And that is where you'll be sharing the link to your team up inside of the groups inside in Moco, all the chat groups and stuff like that. But also, if we can come down here, you can select location, we'll select smash and mash, and we'll just select double hop. And then you can see there, we're ready to go into double hop. That's the rift I want to do. When I share that function, that invite to players, my friends list inside my chat group, it'll come up saying I'm looking for players for double up. Like I said, guys, it's basically just a revamp of the current lobbies, but it's quite hard to test because I'm on my own inside the dev build. But that, I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of it. And if you want to leave, you just click the top left icon, leave the team, and it just takes you back out of the lobby. So I'm going to move on to the second new feature, which is the new XP feature inside of Moco, which is actually really cool. So like I said, there's an XP rework coming in Moco Chapter 2, and this is actually a really cool rework. So for the XP in Chapter 2, you will get 60k XP every 24 hours. And 20k of this XP is boosted XP, which you can collect at a 3 times pace. So you can collect it 3 times faster. And the remaining 40,000 XP, you will only be able to collect at 1 times pace. So just at a normal pace. So we won't have the 4 times XP collection anymore in Chapter 2 like we do in Chapter 1. It's just 3 times for 20,000 XP and 40,000 XP at normal pace. However, if you don't log in, this is the cool part. If you don't log in, you have like an XP bank, and your XP is actually stored in this XP bank. So if you don't log in for 1 day, or say 3 days, you'll be able to store 180,000 XP in your XP bank. So when you do log in and play and collect XP, you'll be able to drain your XP bank and then go along your 60,000 XP for that day. But do bear in mind, you can only store XP for 7 days. So you'll be able to store a total of 420,000 XP in Moco Chapter 2, which is great because it gives players a bit of a chance to not sit and grind on the game if they're busy that day. They all get worried about leaking XP and losing XP. But it's not going to be the case in Chapter 2 because we've now got this XP bank. And finally, we've got some changes coming in to the PvP, and there's going to be 4 modes, which is solo, duo, team of 4 and large team. Each mode is going to have its own leaderboard. So the solo mode, you can see on the bottom left, it's going to have its own leaderboard. Same for duo, same for team of 4, and same for large team. And additionally, each mode is going to have its own belt progression system. And once you do reach black belt as well, guys, you are going to still be able to grind stars because obviously there's a leaderboard in each mode. So you still need to grind stars to climb up on that leaderboard. And additionally, we can see here, change gear. Now, they've got rid of the specific wardrobes for PvP, and you can take whatever gear you want inside of PvP, whether you've unlocked it or not, and it's all going to be the same level. So that is a nice little rework there coming in for PvP. So that concludes today's sneak peeks. Subscribe and turn on notifications for more sneak peeks.